Hi, my name is Henry Michael. I am pastor over families and student ministries.
And I'm Jonathan, community and discipleship pastor, and we're here to share some important information with you about our next sermon series. It's called Christian Sexuality, and it starts this weekend, October 9th and 10th. We want to give you some information on why this is important and provide guidance for you parents in approaching this with your kids.
One of the most important conversations we should be having in our families, especially in this cultural moment, is around gospel-centered sexuality. The problem is, instead of our church or our family leading this conversation, our kids are immersed in it through school, social media, pop culture, and everyday relationships, which are each defining what is good and true about sexuality apart from the gospel. These conversations are hard to have with our kids, and even harder to start. We likely have fears around not knowing what to say, how our kids will react, even sounding ignorant. But if we don't have them, somebody else is already talking to our kids, offering ideas that don't align with Christian sexuality. That's why we as a church family are resourcing you to have these crucial conversations at home. We'll be covering Christian sexuality on Wednesday nights and on the weekends starting October 13th in youth group. Christian Sexuality is a resource that not only helps you think about the biggest questions facing us today, but brings in a biblical perspective that leads us to honor God with our sexuality. The great thing is that you can start watching this resource today by emailing me at henrymw@fiveoakschurch.org, or you can watch with a group of parents as your students are experiencing it during our middle school or high school portions of youth ministry on Wednesday night through Zoom, with a discussion to follow. We want you to lead this important conversation in your home with confidence. Please reach out to me with any questions. You don't have to be a parent or have a family to jump in on this conversation either.
Yeah, because we know that this is actually an important topic for everyone. To clearly know how the Bible talks about sexuality and how to communicate it to our family and so many others in our life can be really challenging. And that's why we wanted to do a sermon series on it in addition to the student series. This will allow our small groups to bring these things into real life discussion. Now, this isn't a series to prepare you for the social media argument victories. This series is to help all of us see that we are all broken and that following Christ costs something of all of us. And to also see that we have the same goal in mind, Christ likeness. In addition, this series will help us communicate biblical values in humility, in love, and hopefully in winsome ways as well. And that's our prayer, that you grow in your knowledge of Jesus and become more like him, because we live in a world that desperately needs him, just like we desperately need him too. And when you come to the weekend services, we want you to know that these sermons are rated PG-13 and invite you to have your younger children in our kids ministry. And so the best way to engage fully in this sermon series is to be sure you're in a small group, as our small groups will be diving deeply into this curriculum as well. If you're not already engaged in a small group, we'd love to get you connected. Go to our website and click small groups. We'll see you this weekend.